Hi, Regina. Thank you so much for being with me and talking about your work and sharing all kinds of things with our audience here. Thank you for being part of Art Heads, which is our project, and making a dedicated project of doing a large wall piece and a hanging piece, which you've done. And I've been admiring your work for many years, and so glad that you are part of my world and making such awesome work. And I appreciate your dedication and your curiosity and excitement for playing with all kinds of materials. And people are going to see all the hard work that you have put into this, and let's learn more about it. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me be part of the show, and Art hasn't invited me to join your group. And I've worked with you now for like about 2 years, I think, 2.5 years. We started to work together because I wanted to work larger and lighter. Was kind of my intention when I first reached out to you. Was I saw you building these amazing foam pieces, and I wanted to learn how to do the foam pieces and work larger.
Yeah, and that's interesting to work larger and lighter so we can move these things around, right?
And it's a different mindset from working, off a panel, off a board, and going bigger and then bigger and bigger.
Right.
You keep pushing us
Yes,
to do.
and to think about everything in every dimension all the way around. Yeah. So I'm going to pan over here just a second to this one.
Brings us to endurance over here. This started out as a wall piece, and then with Bonny's pokes and prods, she was saying, why don't you make this larger, more 3D that you can walk around in. So that's how I began to build the outer structure, which is built with chicken wire, and plaster wrap, folded, bended into a various shape that turned out to be kind of a pod, a shell. As I look over a lot of my artwork, I've realized I build a lot of nests and pods, which brought me to this realization that I've been building these little safety homes, little safety nests for creatures and myself, and it's just been a journey of trying to find a safe space.
Yes.
I think a lot of us in this day and age need to find a safe space, and this is kind of a representation of the anxieties that you might face throughout your day, throughout your world, the spirals, which is the shibori technique of wrapping fabric and dyeing it. Typically it's done with an indigo color, but as you can see here, I use a brown hue, which is a walnut ink that I make at home on our property. So all this is a handmade dye that I've made from the walnut trees on our property.
It's amazing. So you're making the walnut ink, you're making the dye. I like the association with the spirals and anxiety. How we get something in our minds and can't let it go.
And then if you, over here, you can see the back of the piece, I kind of made the spiky protection.
Yes.
Back here you can see the protection of yourself, of your home, of your shell. And that's just adding more depth to the piece and adding a little bit more texture.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And then up top we have a little bit of encaustic. So there's a lot of different techniques in here, from fabrics to 3D sculpture to encaustic to...
Tell us just a little bit about how okay, so the plaster one, the shell in the back, so the process is you're building the shape and then you're adding the inks, and give us like a little rundown on that part.
So this is built, this chicken wire is the base, it's wrapped in plaster wrap, and then I painted it all with the walnut ink.
Yeah.
With the walnut color. And there's different techniques you can add to it. I added some gack material to it to kind of give it a sheen and to seal it. And then for the back, I just sort of drilled holes.
Good.
Through the back, and added these corn husk type fibers.
Yeah.
And I dyed those as well in the walnut color.
And the shibori technique for these?
Yeah, so I had these PVC pipes at home. So I was cutting the muslin material into various lengths and thicknesses. And this is kind of, you wrap it around the pole, you wrap string around the pole, and then you scrunch it all down into as tight as you can. And then you paint on the dyes.
Amazing.
Colors you might want. let it dry.
Yeah.
I don't mind drying in the sun because the sun will change the color in various ways.
It's amazing.
And then
That's a
when you
ton of
unroll it,
work.
It's just
Oh my gosh.
gorgeous.
That is gorgeous. Thank you for showing us that. That is amazing. Okay, let's go take a look over at your other pieces.